G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. We are at season number 7 of the Director of Football Southampton save, and we have been, for want of a better term, I'm not tooting my own horn, I've been pretty good at this job. I've taken Southampton from mediocrity / relegation back down to the Championship to Premier League stability, being a competitive top 8 club now. We've won 2 FA Cups. We've got a Europa League under our belt. We've been in the Champions League for a couple of seasons. Things are going really, really well. But we still need the big titles. I think they're probably still a couple of seasons off. But let's go and have a quick look and see what's been happening anyway. So as I say, competitions-wise, we've got a big run of competitions. Champions League, FA Cup. We have played the Super Cup. We are on the 3rd of September. I'll show you the schedule in a second. Yeah, we got beaten in the Super Cup, which is unfortunate. But we still have all the other competitions to go. Schedule-wise, this is what it's been looking like. Barcelona in the Super Cup. 2-1, I don't think is a bad thing. Villa, Leeds and Hull, though, are excellent wins. 3-1, 2-0 and 2-0. Perfect. Cannot knock that for a start of the season. But, financially-wise, not so good. Because we have a massive net debt going on here. And I'm not too happy with that. To be fair, I've got no transfer budget left. But if we have a look at what is going on here, yay! We got the youth recruitment, finally. Oh, it only took a lot of badgering to do that. Won't allow me to have more physios though, but the youth recruitment, that's fine by me. And if we have a look at our screen now, youth recruitment is up to 5-star. 5-star training facilities, 4.5 on youth and 4.5 on reputation. Cannot knock that in the slightest. In fact, I want to see where that money is going. I can't remember whether it's stadium expansion or not. No, it's not on here, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Digressing slightly, let's go and have a look at the transfers. Because I say, I had about 65 million. I did bring in some players before the takeover. In fact, I shopped really early. I wanted to strengthen the squad. So, starting from the bottom, Wally Yonk. I don't know where that name came from. English goalkeeper. Needed a backup because Ramsdale obviously was upset last season and he is gone. I'll show you that in a second. But really, really good backup goalkeeper. From Blackburn. He's got a bit of a fickle personality, but hey ho, he's English. Luke de Alton. Sounds a little bit posh. 21-year-old attacking midfielder, backup for Konstantinos. Yeah, he'll play as an understudy to him, definitely. Julian Barandiaran. I think that's right. From Ibar, 14 million, can play right across the back three, but I wanted to bring him in as like a backup right back to Zengen. And I think he'll do that very well. His physical's incredible, his bravery's great. And he's got the technicals, he'll continue to improve. Very happy with that. And also another English midfielder / winger, Shane Cochran, as a backup on that left-hand side. Yeah, 19 agility, pace and stamina 16, first touch and dribbling and technique all 16. Kid's got a bit of talent about him. Just needs to work on the mentals, I think, more than anything else. That's, if I wanted to play him as like an inside forward or something, he needs to get better on the mental side of things. So we'll see where that goes. If we if we sort the dates out here, a few players went out on a free. Moreno Zivkovic actually left in January. I've only just noticed that. I didn't even notice it last season. Shows how much I missed him. Chris Rigg and Fabian also went out on loan in January to get some more game time. But Zivkovic, that, I can't remember. It must have been a transfer clause. But yeah, he served his purpose. Then I brought in another 108 million. 34 million for Alex Scott. He went to West Ham. Bradley went to Saudi for 31.5. Ramsdale went for 19 to Saudi. Vitinha went to... He was a pain in the butt to get rid of. He kept on rejecting everywhere. But eventually went to Forest for 14 million. Cliver went out to Saudi as well. Everybody's going to their Saudi retirement home. 10.5 million plus a few loans here and there. Soquist has gone out on another loan. He has developed quite well, but not as well as I expected. So it's going to be one of them. Do I keep him or do I just get rid of him and make a lot of profit on the fact that he was a free transfer? I think end of this season I'm going to have to decide what I want to do with him. Then I brought in another 3 players. And I did have a little bit of an issue, which I will allude to in a second. And it has proper peed me off. And I'll explain. Okay, so I wanted another defensive midfielder. Ayman Kari, player I never bought before, never heard of actually, and he's incredibly solid for this league. Anticipation, vision 16, passing, technique, very good defensive deep line playmaker, natural fitness, agility, perfect. 25 years old, so we're going to get the best years of his career. That's 35 million. Then I wanted another out-and-out striker. Lambourne is not an out-and-out striker. Vitinha obviously leaving. I replaced Cunha with Asquith last season, but I wanted another striker, another really, really good, solid striker. And this guy had a release clause of 38 million. Incredible. Okay, he's injury prone. Well, no, he's out for a long-term injury. I'll show you that in a second, actually. Finishing, first touch, 17 and 16. Composure off the ball. This guy is incredible. He is incredible. But here's where the problem lies. And I couldn't believe this. I've never had this happen to me. Down here, at the start of the season, in the space of a couple of weeks, Fabian, Bancroft and Silva all picked up long-term injuries. Fabian, fractured lower leg, so he is only just coming back. So he was out for the start of the season. Bancroft did his ankle in a friendly, broke his ankle, so he was out for a couple of months. And I bring Carlos Silva in as another main striker, and he's out for 6 months. And I was like, what are you doing to me, game? It completely done me over. So in the end, I had to go out loan shopping, which I absolutely detest doing because it's just wasting money. And I had to spend big. But big is probably good because this guy's incredible. Charlie Panzavecchia from Spurs was up on the loan list. Doesn't like big games, but is excellent at everything else. Great determination, flair. He's an incredible regen. But, as I say, I had to pick him up for 1.8 million a month with an optional fee of 123 million. I'm never paying that. It's going to cost me 17.5 million over the season. But he's the best option that I could have gone for. And I'm gutted that I had to spend that. But the game screwed me over. So, what can I do? What can I do? So, without further ado, let's go and jump into the rest of the season. I'll show you the highlights reel of what goes on. Fingers crossed we can actually win another bit of silverware. That'll be nice. Increase our stature of the club. We are getting there. We are definitely getting there. Let's roll the highlights reel, see what happens. I'll see you guys in a few seconds. After finishing second last season, the pressure is on. And this began to show early. Beating Hull 2-0, but then losing 4-2 to Nottingham Forest. Whipping Liverpool 5-1, but then being beaten 2-1 by Aston Villa. Losing 4-1 to Spurs, but beating Arsenal 6-2. And none of this made sense, and it was this form that hampered our league season, as we eventually finished 6th. In the domestic cups, it wasn't much better either. The quarter-final exit to Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, and a 5th round exit to Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup in extra time as well, made for a domestic season of disappointment. But we had a second bash at the Champions League. In the league phase, we got some unreal famous victories. A 3-1 versus Bayern Munich, a 3-0 versus Bayer Leverkusen, and an immense 2-1 win versus Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. This led to the knockout stages versus Valencia, who we beat 4-1 on aggregate to draw PSG next. And this is where our Champions League journey came to a screeching halt as they battered us 6-1 on aggregate to end our season of disappointment. A reputation to any harm that way, and getting beaten by PSG in the round of 16. Okay, which obviously meant we did get through the knockout playoff round, beating Valencia. Narrowly, but we did beat them. So yeah, that's still pretty good. But the Premier League again, yo-yoing. Didn't mean to do that. Stages, there we go. Yo-yoing. But we are still what I would call a top 8 club. So between the Champions League and the Europa League. And again, Europa League qualification for next season. We did win it last time that we were in that competition. So maybe for season 8, we could actually win that one again. But too many draws this season. Too many 0-0s. Lack of goals by the looks of it. And if we have a look at the squad, that is quite evident. Because we have 15 for Gula, 13 for Panzervecchia, 10 for Konstantinos, and 10 for Suleiman. Hang on a second. Where is he? Oh, whew. I rolled down I rolled down one. I thought Lambourd had gone. 19 goals from Lambourd and 10 assists, so Mr. Consistent is still there. Quite happy with that. I'd say 15 and 5 from Gula is not bad at all. Just that, right, okay. So if we have a look at the strikers, the actual strikers, Bancroft didn't play too much. He scored 7 in 10 starts. Lambourd got 19 in 10. Silva only played 3 games this season. I need him to come back with a bang next season. His attributes have all dropped off. Damn, that's bad. That's bad. But I think we have a decent enough squad. Go on. Panzervecchia, by the way, I'm definitely not triggering that transfer release clause of 123 million. Especially considering, actually, if I go back one, he's only worth a maximum of 87. Not happening. Not happening at all. If we have a look at the finances, though, 75 million in transfer budget, but our overall balance is 61. Why have we got this debt? I've missed something in my timeline which gave us this loan. I don't understand why. Are we... Bear with me for 2 seconds to see if I can find out what is going on. I'm sorry guys, I cannot find anywhere why I have this debt. All of a sudden I just have this massive whopping great big debt on the club. I'm wondering whether it's something to do with FFP. Maybe they had to put some cash injection in to make sure we met it on. I don't know. 192 million in debt is not good for our financials. So now, realistically, the pressure is on me to make sure the team consistently qualifies for the Champions League more than anything else. Because that's where the money is. Ugh, that hampers me a little bit. And it annoys me a little bit as well. But it is what it is. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. I really appreciate the views on this series. And please don't forget to leave a like and a subscribe onto the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Join me for season number 8 to see if we can continue this journey successfully. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you later. Ta-ra.